Okay, so let's continue with Chapter 2. Educational and reference software is a broad category of software. There's software to study, plan, and design anything of interest to you. For example, there's trip planning, done using online mapping software, review readings from other travelers, things like that. Genealogy, you can create family trees, slideshows of your photos, view timelines and maps, and search through millions of historical records online. Sometimes you may find yourself without your own computer. Portable apps are programs that you can carry and run from a flash drive. Don't confuse these portable apps with mobile apps that are used on smartphones. These are an entirely different category. You can find portable apps on the portableapps.com website. They need no installation, so you can run them on pretty much any system. All of your personal settings, information, etc. stays on the flash drive, so when you remove it, nothing is left behind. The Portable Apps platform is open source, and the apps are all free. The same apps you use on your computer, so Office applications, web browsers, email clients, games, and utilities, can all be run as portable apps. And these are all just installed on a little flash drive. Okay. So here's the website, Portable Apps. Okay. It says all your favorite apps everywhere. PortableApps.com lets you carry all your favorite apps on a portable device or cloud drive and use them on any PC. Your browser with your bookmarks and extensions, your Office suite, your photo editor, your music collection, your games, your development tools, and more. Everything you need for work and play with you on every PC you use. Work, home, school, visiting family and friends, even while traveling. And everything stays on your drive, too. Now every PC becomes your PC. So it's a pretty cool idea. So let's talk about system compatibility. Say your best friend just told you about an amazing new game she bought. You think you may want to run out and buy it too, but before you do that, you need to double check that your system is compatible with the system requirements of the game. For most software that you actually buy at the store, you need a disk drive to do the installation. Some software will actually run from the actual disk, but most software is installed onto the hard drive of your machine. So you need to look at the amount of space required by the software you're interested in. Do you have enough free space on your machine? You can verify this by opening up File Explorer. And this is what File Explorer looks like right here. Okay? System specifications are the hardware and software information about a computer system. When you open up File Explorer, it displays the devices and drives on your system. Okay, so here we have devices and drives. And it also shows you the total amount of space and free space on each of those devices and drives. So in this example, you're looking at your C drive, which is usually your hard drive, and it's 118 gigabytes, and it's telling you you have 45.3 gigabytes free. Okay. Your removable flash drive here, this is your F drive, okay, tells you you have 407 megabytes free out of 483 megabytes, 0 bytes free of 0 bytes on your CD drive, and then on your data drive, 146 gigabytes free of 157 gigabytes. All right, so this is where you would look and see how much space you have. And here, this shows you basic information about your operating system and your CPU. It tells you what type of processor you have, the speed that it runs at, how much RAM do you have, the system type, okay, 64-bit, etc. So this is where you can find a lot of information about your machine. System requirements refer to the minimum hardware and software qualifications required to run a specific application. You can open up the System Control Panel to see if your system meets the system requirements. So if you just press the little Windows key and X, this will open that up for you, okay? The screen that we just saw previously. So this guy. You can also just search for it if you're using Windows 10. So exceeding the minimum system requirements is usually going to result in better performance, especially if the application is a game. So how do we obtain software? When you purchase and install software on your computer, you may not actually own the program. Instead, what you're doing is licensing it. Okay, the software is actually owned by the company that created it. So there's several different types of software licenses. Make sure you carefully read something called a EULA, which is your End User License Agreement, on all software so that you know your rights before you install it. The EULA is going to tell you how many computers you can legally install the software on, the length of time you have access to that software, and then any privacy notices. Look for important information hidden in the fine print. Nobody likes to read this stuff, but you should. It's telling you whether it's going to collect information about you. Are they going to sell your information to another company? What are they going to do with your information? Okay, it's important to read these licenses. See what you're actually agreeing to have installed on your machine. Licenses on purchased software fall under two categories. We have a proprietary license and we have an open source license. Okay. A proprietary software license grants the use of one or more copies of the software, but ownership of those copies remains with the software publisher. You find this type of license on most commercial software. An open source software license grants ownership of the copy to the end user. All this means is that its source code must be freely available, and you, as the end user, you have the right to modify and redistribute this code, the software, under the same license. There's 4 different methods of software distribution. We have retail software, so this is purchased through a retail store. This allows you to pay a fee and then to use the software for an unlimited amount of time. All right. Freeware software can be used at no cost for an unlimited period of time. Shareware is software offered for a trial or limited period, permitting a user to try it out before using. Before you buy it. Okay. So sometimes when you buy a new computer, it comes with a 90-day trial of Microsoft Office. Okay, let's use that for 90 days. Once the 90 days are up, you then have the choice to go ahead and purchase a license to use Office, or else you just don't have the option to use it on your computer anymore. So that's what shareware is. Excuse me. And then donationware is a form of freeware for which developers accept donations. So they put out the software, and then if you want, they will happily accept your donation for their work. Okay. Cloud computing. Cloud computing shifts the processing and storage to the cloud, otherwise known as the Internet. When we talk about the cloud, we're not referring to the pretty white, fluffy things we see in the sky. The cloud is simply referring to the Internet. Companies that deliver these services are known as cloud service providers, or CSPs. Companies like Amazon and Google are known as cloud service providers. They build these huge data centers in remote locations near cheap and green power supplies like hydroelectric plants. Doing this for your own business would usually be pretty impractical. Okay, so a lot of businesses use other companies' cloud services, and that's much easier and much more cost effective for the business. In fact, Los Lunas, New Mexico seems to be the front-runner to house a Facebook data center. The facilities house long rows of servers and hard drives that store and process vast quantities of highly secure information, powering everything from online shopping to streaming movies. So while they're an increasingly important part of the global economy, they function more like giant walk-in refrigerators for computers that generally require few people on the ground to keep them running. So this is an Amazon data center in Oregon. You can see it's pretty secluded and basically just looks like a giant warehouse. So this is kind of what they're looking to build in Los Lunas. Okay. This is what they look like inside. Again, like a warehouse, basically full of these giant servers and everything's kept very cool. These produce a ton of heat. And so people come in and make sure things are running, but they basically almost run themselves. So if you've heard the term cloud computing, again, the cloud just refers to the internet. Okay? Cloud computing takes processing and storage off of your desktop and business hardware and puts it in the cloud. 3 services delivered through the cloud are Infrastructure as a Service, IaaS, Platform as a Service, PaaS, and Software as a Service, SaaS. Infrastructure as a Service enables a company to use servers in the cloud instead of purchasing and maintaining their own hardware. Platform as a Service provides a cloud programming environment to develop, test, and deploy custom web applications. This gives businesses the ability to build, deploy, and manage software as a system applications. PaaS also makes collaboration easier and requires less programming knowledge than traditional programming skills. Software as a Service involves the delivery of applications over the internet, or web apps. Of all the cloud services, Software as a Service is the most visible to the user. So this is what gives us access to email or to Facebook or Twitter or whatever you happen to be using. Okay. Installing, uninstalling, and updating software. When software is installed on your machine, files are copied to a computer. System settings may be altered, and new folders are created. Software isn't just installed in one location, it's installed in different folders all over your system. So this is why it's really important that you properly uninstall. When a program is no longer used on a system, it needs to be officially uninstalled. This procedure removes all files, folders, and settings associated with that program. So you need to make sure you go in to uninstall programs and uninstall it from there. That's going to remove every little piece of the software wherever it's been installed on your machine. Updates. Regular releases to a program that can address security holes or bugs, add new features, improve compatibility, or increase the levels of a game are called updates. So that's the end of Chapter 2. Thank you.